From listing to sold, how 2 restaurant owners moved on, and 2 new ones got their start. What does it actually look like when a restaurant owner decides it's time to sell? In this case study, we walk through 2 recent We Sell Restaurants transactions, one in Charlotte, NC, and one in Overland Park, KS, to show you exactly how the process works, what sellers can expect, and why working with a certified restaurant broker makes all the difference. If you're thinking about selling, you're not alone every day. Restaurant owners across the country reach a turning point. Maybe the location never quite worked. Maybe life took a different direction. Maybe it's simply time to let go and move forward. Whatever the reason, deciding to sell is rarely easy. But finding the right buyer and getting the deal done doesn't have to be hard. The 2 stories below illustrate just how different seller situations can be, and how a dedicated restaurant broker brings the right buyer to the table every time. Listing number 25245. Charlotte, North Carolina. A prime location finds its perfect match, the seller's situation. The previous owner was no stranger to the restaurant industry. As the founder of Waterbean Coffee, a well-known brand in the Charlotte market, he had built businesses from the ground up and had been a long-time client of We Sell Restaurants, relying on the team for multiple transactions over the years. This particular location, however, presented a challenge. Situated in the South Charlotte area off Park Road, the space was 1,242 square feet in a bustling retail corridor with excellent traffic and strong surrounding demographics. But as the seller knew firsthand, even a great location can be a tough fit for the wrong concept. A coffee shop in this particular spot simply wasn't working the way he had hoped. Rather than continue to push against the current, he made the smart call. It was time to let someone else bring a fresh concept to a space with real potential. $45,000 sale price, $300,000. Annual sales, 1,242 square feet, 5,069. Monthly rent. How We Sell Restaurants found the right buyer. Certified restaurant broker, Preston Scotto of WSR. NC Charlotte took the listing and immediately understood what this location needed. A buyer with operational confidence, a growth mindset, and a concept suited for a high-visibility, mixed-use corridor serving both neighborhood residents and office professionals. That buyer turned out to be the founding team behind Palmberries, an emerging franchise concept with active growth and solid operational leadership. They weren't just looking for any space. They had specifically targeted the Ballantyne and South Charlotte area, recognizing it as one of the most desirable and rapidly growing communities in the region. With a strong residential base, excellent schools, and a steady flow of families and professionals. The match was precise, the process was smooth, and the result was a transaction that worked for everyone involved. Preston was an absolute pleasure to work with. He remained professional and patient throughout the entire process and guided us every step of the way. His support made everything smooth and stress-free. Noor Zahid, buyer. What this means for sellers. This sale illustrates one of the most important truths about selling a restaurant. A great location doesn't sell itself. The right broker does. Preston's deep knowledge of the Charlotte market allowed him to identify buyers who weren't just financially qualified, but strategically motivated to succeed in that specific trade area. For sellers, that means a faster path to closing and greater confidence that the deal will actually get done. Listing number 25922, Overland Park, Kansas. Distance was costing him more than miles, the seller's situation. The previous owner had built something genuinely impressive. As a multi-unit Capriati's franchise operator, he had grown a successful portfolio. But there was one persistent challenge that no amount of hard work could fully solve: geography. His Overland Park location was profitable by any measure, generating over $810,000 in annual sales and nearly $160,000 in owner earnings. But the owner lived in Iowa. Running a restaurant well, especially one that benefits from an engaged, present owner, from hundreds of miles away had become unsustainable. Time with his family was being sacrificed. The logistical strain was real. He made a disciplined decision: sell to someone who could give this business the local attention it deserved and reclaim what mattered most. $883,000. Annual sales, $159,277. Owner earnings, $1,193. Square square feet. 4,365 monthly rent. How we sell restaurants. Found the right buyer, certified restaurant broker, Tony Matelli of WSR Kansas City. Understood that this listing's greatest selling point wasn't just the impressive financials. It was the upside available to an owner who could actually be there. He focused his efforts on buyers with multi-unit operational experience who are already based in the Kansas City market and looking to expand their portfolio. The buyers who stepped forward were exactly that. Experienced multi-unit operators in the restaurant and retail space, local to Kansas City, and ready to put hands-on leadership into a business that had already proven its ability to perform. The deal came together with attractive financing terms, SBA lending available with as little as 20% down, the franchise transfer fee waived, and a lease secure through 2030 with renewal options. 3 weeks of on-site training was included, along with ongoing franchise support at a lean royalty structure of 6% with a 2% marketing fee. What this means for sellers, sometimes the reason to sell isn't about the business. It's about your life. This seller had built a genuinely profitable operation, but the distance had become too costly in ways that don't show up on a P&L. Working with a broker who understood both the financial story and the personal one made it possible to find a buyer who could take the baton and run. For sellers in similar situations, this transaction is proof that a well-run restaurant with strong financials can find a qualified, motivated buyer, even when the seller's timeline and circumstances are driven by something other than the bottom line. What both sales have in common. Though the sellers in these two transactions had very different backgrounds and reasons for selling, their experiences share a common thread. They worked with certified restaurant brokers who brought the right buyers to the table, managed the process professionally, and closed deals that made sense for everyone involved. Whether you're selling because your concept isn't the right fit for the location, because life is pulling you in a different direction, or because the time is simply right, We Sell Restaurants has the market knowledge, the buyer network, and the transaction experience to get it done. Ready to explore your options? Contact a certified restaurant broker at We Sell Restaurants today for a confidential conversation about the value of your restaurant and what a sale could look like for you. WeSellRestaurants.com.